Hello everybody and welcome to Kanas Sports Up. So just now, just finished watching probably the craziest playoff game I've seen in a long while. The Tennessee Titans beat the Kansas City Chiefs 22-21. And why is this so crazy? It's because the Titans were down 21-3 coming into the half. And honestly, I believe that it should have been 21-3. 21-0. Because I do believe that it was a fumble. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Justin Houston who hit. Well, doesn't matter. Somebody hit Marcus Mariota and sacked him, and I thought it was a fumble. Apparently, the referees didn't agree. But honestly, I don't think the refs kind of I didn't think the refs really played a big deal of Kansas City losing this game, because I do believe that Travis Kelce did fumble the ball. But I don't know. So it just kind of evened out, I guess, in terms of fumbles. But speaking of Travis Kelce, I didn't realize how important he was to the Kansas City Chiefs, that is. So, I don't remember what quarter it was. I believe that it was the second quarter. Yeah, it was 7 before the end of the half, because they didn't play at all in the second half. So, it was 3rd and something. And Alex Smith threw it to a drag route to Kelce, and then he got hit a head-to-head collision with Jonathan Cypriot. Actually, now I think about it, it was Jonathan Cypriot's shoulder pad that hit Travis Kelce in the head. But it was obvious that he had a concussion right away. Right after the hit, he started wobbling. He did jog off the field, and obviously he didn't play the rest of the game. And this was his second concussion in 1 month. So very unfortunate for Kansas City. And this team is is completely different with and without Travis Kelce. I mean, Alex Smith in the beginning of the game. In the beginning of the half, he had over 200 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. His final stat line reads as this: 24 for 33, 264 passing yards, and 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So, good game, but his second half stats was just garbage. Unlike Marcus Mariota. If I remember correctly, he was 8 for 12 in the first half. I don't remember Alex Smith's true first half stats, but that's besides the point. And the interception for Marcus Mariota, I do not fully believe that it was 100% his fault. It was Delaney Walker's and his fault, and I guess you can say maybe a little bit of Davis's fault, Corey Davis, because route tree was kind of messed up, and they just kind of didn't follow through. And then Marcus Peters got the interception. And honestly, as with most people, I did not expect Tennessee to win this game. In fact, I thought they were going to be blown out. And looking at the first half, yeah, I thought it was going to happen because, again, they were down 21-3. Any sane person thought that Kansas City was going to win. I mean, let's be honest with you. Be honest with us, Tennessee fans. Did you guys really expect to win this game? Probably 9 out of 10 if you guys say no. I mean, with good reason. Because up until the playoffs, this was a very disappointing season for Tennessee. And honestly, no matter what happens after this game, if they win or lose to the Patriots, I would count this season as a success for Tennessee, because it wasn't too long ago that they were winning maybe 2 or 3 games this season. Now they're in the second round of the playoffs and the divisional round. That is a win for Mike crap, I can't pronounce his name, but that's besides the point. I don't see a reason to fire him, even if they did lose. He went 9-7 last season, and he's 9-7 again. The year before that, they were either 3-13 or 2-14. Gigantic improvement either way. But it's just crazy. So Marcus Mariota, in my opinion, is not a bad quarterback whatsoever. Yeah, his stat line coming into the playoffs was he had 13 passing touchdowns and 15 interceptions. This game proved that he's not a bad quarterback. Of course, he had a bad year, but he just made some extremely clutch plays, including a block to lead Henry to make a big run. I don't remember how large it was, but it was to kill off the clock and eventually win the game for them or finish off killing off the clock. Speaking of Derrick Henry, he had a gigantic game, especially in the fourth quarter. His final stat line reached this: 23 carries, 156 yards, and 1 touchdown, and 2 receptions for 35 yards. That's crazy. He had a gigantic game. There's no way around it. The leading receiver was Delaney Walker, the tight end, a very good tight end, even though he's getting old. He has 6 receptions for 74 yards. Another notable wideout who only has 2 receptions, but he honestly should have more with the drop passes and whatnot. But he didn't drop this one pass, which led it for Tennessee to get the go-ahead score and take the lead. Eric Decker. I mean, technically it wasn't a go-ahead, but they put him up the lead. It was just a really nice throw by Marcus Mariota. And honestly, for a while, I thought the Titans were getting lucky. Like, think about the first touchdown for Tennessee. Darrell Revis passed the ball down, and just Marcus Mariota catches his own pass and runs into the touchdown. I guess, okay, yeah, that counted as a passing touchdown for his stats too. That's what I was confused about. So good for him. I thought it was crazy. But moving on to actually, I do want to mention this one fact. So Adoree Jackson was not having a good half whatsoever. I don't understand why Mike Mularkey or what's his name? It's Stick something, the defensive coordinator. I don't know why they put Adoree Jackson, a rookie, against Travis Kelce, Kareem Hunt. I don't think he went against Kareem Hunt, but against Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is a top 15 wideout, and honestly, Adoree Jackson should be covering maybe number 2 or number 3 guys, not a number 1 guy. And then Travis Kelce is arguably a top 3 tight end, if not the best tight end. Personally, I think he's the best tight end right now. That's just my opinion on him. But he really he didn't have a good game, but he finished up okay. I didn't see any bad plays coming from Adoree Jackson in the fourth quarter. I believe it was in the third. It was either in the second quarter or the third quarter where he had that muff punt. But it doesn't really matter. They won that game. If they would have lost, it would have been a completely different story. Moving on to Kansas City. Unfortunately for them, they have not won a game at home since a long time. I know this guy's name. A lot of stuff is going in my mind. Joe Montana, thank you. One of the best quarterbacks ever, if not the best. Debatable if Tom Brady's better. But point is, they haven't won a home playoff game since Joe Montana, which is crazy. It wasn't because of Alex Smith. He played fantastic. Kareem Hunt, I would argue that Andy Reid should have given him the ball more. He only had 11 carries for 42 yards and a touchdown. He played fairly well when he needed to. Tyreek Hill, he played some really nice plays, really. Final stat line is 7 catches for 87 yards. Travis Kelce, he played lights out. Unfortunately, he was out by the second half. He had 4 receptions for 66 yards and a touchdown. But this is by far and away one of the craziest playoff games I've ever seen. Like I said before, it doesn't matter what Tennessee does from now on. If they beat the Patriots, then they could win the Super Bowl. If they don't, I would still count the season as a success. They weren't expected to make the second round of the playoffs, but here they are. But thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to share the video. Thank you.